Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop Amazon, and when you do, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon or click the Amazon link on our website. It's the best way to shop and the best way to support this program. Now, on with the show.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Very, very festive hello to everyone on the roads in Washington, D.C. this morning who can take a 48-minute drive and just add an hour to it because it's raining.
Yeah, it's rough because logically you're like, this town is full of such smart people that
Yes.
How does the rain affect the entire city in such a negative way that you would think it'd be snowing?
Yeah, I mean, really, it was frustrating. I'll say that.
You
Yes.
get the same thing with the sun as well.
Yeah, but you know what? We're
Oh, the
past
low
that
sun,
now.
though.
Yeah.
I could see that. That's blinding.
Well,
Rain, not so much.
There's usually a fabric-covered piece of cardboard on the
Yes.
right above your head.
Doesn't fix everything.
It fixes most things.
What if you forgot your sunglasses?
What if?
Well, you're screwed.
What if the road is wet? Go really slow.
When you leave your house? Because for those of you not in the area, Rob's supposedly 50 minutes away from here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, those of you that live in Leesburg that claim that you couldn't live closer to the city,
Right.
I call BS because you can't live closer to the city. You just have a smaller house
Here,
or a
here.
smaller condo.
Yeah.
Right.
You chose to move out there.
That's right.
Right? So that's on you.
Right.
I
Look at us jerks.
Like anybody that's moved out there, I get it. You get bigger houses, you get new construction, you get land.
Right.
But I don't want to hear your bitching when you're
Yeah.
like, damn, this traffic is bad. You knew it was bad when you went out there.
That's true.
Right?
That's
you knew
true.
it was bad.
You're
Just
by
like
an
bad.
airport.
my parents in Olney. My dad started bitching when we bought the house in Olney, moved from Silver Spring, which was roughly, traffic-wise, 40 minutes closer, right?
Sure.
And I said, Dad, you moved us to the sticks. And at that point, I was
sticks.
I was 16, and he looked at me like he wanted to punch me because I shouldn't have said that because he was paying for everything, right?
16.
That being said,
Right.
It takes you an hour and 50 minutes today.
Yeah, not great.
Roughly,
Not great.
right?
Yeah. It should be about an hour and change.
Do you use Waze or do you use Google Maps?
I
to get
use
here?
Waze every day. And you know what? We've been here for years.
Yes.
And I'd say Waze has screwed me maybe twice. And that whole
Sometimes
time,
it's weird, right?
Yeah, like today.
This map app, if you're out there, maybe you don't use your smartphone. I don't know why. But if you don't, this is the smartest mapping app
because
for GPS.
it live updates
Yes.
by people, by your
Yeah,
Waze
crowdsourced.
family. Sure.
Humans.
And I today got a lovely tour of many, many narrow roads in Georgetown. Just
rough.
tiny roads. Tiny
Absolutely rough.
But anyway, that's not why we're here.
No, I'm happy that everybody made it in.
Yes.
An update on Mr. Mike O'Mara.
Yes, please. I spoke to him this weekend. I'm sure you did as
Yes,
well.
I did. The man's already through multiple physical therapies. Mm-hmm. And if you know Mike, physical therapy is his road back to where he wants to be 100%, right?
Right.
Now, will he bitch about it? We just texted, so I imagine he was bitching while he was texting.
Sure.
But the idea that he's already through
These
multiple
goddamn
rounds
buttons.
is a good sign for everybody. So
Yes.
for those of you that were wondering about the New Orleans show,
Right.
it's still on.
It is?
Still on.
All right,
Just want
that
to
settles
double
it.
confirm.
I'm buying an airplane ticket now.
He lives.
He does live, and I caught him at a good spot on Saturday night. I was texting him about the Talking Dog show. He said,
nice.
"Quick, call me." And I called. He said, "What's up?" He said, "Nothing important. I just wanted to talk to you before the oxy kicked in."
Good old Oxy.
And we kept the conversation brief. So Saturday, though, I was at my home. You were here.
Yes.
Pony visited Glenda, his
That's
mom.
right. Went
And
down to Virginia Beach.
Glenda.
did you enjoy great weather?
I enjoyed great weather on the drive down, and
Yes.
pretty much 2 hours after getting there, it started raining, and then it was hurricane force winds for the rest of the trip until the
You
moment I
don't
left.
sun yourself at the beach. I think it's always funny that Pony goes to Virginia Beach because that's where his mom is.
Right.
But he doesn't enjoy the beach.
No. He enjoys being with his parents.
Yeah. You're
Or
indoors
parent,
most
I
of the
should
time,
say.
right?
No, not most of the time. I mean,
What about
sometimes-
when the sun's out?
when it's nice and warm out?
Yeah.
I like to go
Yes.
down to the beach.
Sure.
I've never seen you with a tan.
Yeah,
Nor
that's
have
true.
I seen you in a bathing suit.
Well, you know.
Something.
Yeah, but
tastes
do you lay out like some people do?
I mean, I
Or
don't just
most
like
Americans?
lay out and absorb sun. I
Well,
mean,
you don't
that's-
take much sun because of your size. You're like a chameleon. He absorbs
it.
the heat from the sun and he stores it.
Look, get to the root of it.
Right.
We've never seen him with a tan.
No, and you know
And
what?
his mom lives at the beach.
Also, he's big on long sleeves and jeans in the summer.
Yeah.
This is very true.
You're not a guy who wears shorts.
I don't like shorts. Shorts are for
What do you
weirdos.
do on the beach then?
Shorts are for weirdos, Oscar.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. But so you enjoy going to the beach. But,
Yeah.
Visit mom.
But what do you do at the beach if you're not in
swim.
the sun? You swim.
Yeah, I enjoy swimming.
How much? What number sunblock do you use? Sunblock.
It,
He doesn't
it
need any
depends.
sin block. We
Yeah.
proved that.
Nice and
It all
clean.
depends how long I'm going to be out there. Probably a low number, unless I'm going to be out there for hours.
Are you a vigorous swimmer or more of a floater?
I'm a pretty good swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't picture you swimming in jeans. B, I can't picture you catching any sun.
Right.
And not because I don't want you to. I think that would probably help you out. But
The vitamin D?
yeah, I just don't. I don't think you do that. I think you're just making this up because you're already. The fact that you swim in jeans actually would make it a little more plausible.
Well, Speedo.
Speedo. That's not the case either.
Oh.
All right, but you got a chance to hang out with your mom, and you went out to dinner.
Yes, I did. Went out to my favorite restaurant, a little place called Pacifica. It's in the North
It's called Applebee's, Oscar.
End. No, not even close.
Pacifica, owner operated.
I believe so.
By Chrysler.
Ah,
The Chrysler Pacifica.
got those automatic doors.
Yes.
No, it's a
2 DVD players.
really, really nice place. I think you guys would like
What's
it.
nice for you?
Well, nice is a menu
We have a
that's-
different degree of nice.
That's
here.
true. And Oscar, of course, food doesn't matter to him.
This is true. This is true.
What's the ambiance like?
It's just a really casual, nice place. Not a.
Like a
It's like
dive.
a really nice
You're
hole in the
describing a
wall
dive.
kind of joint, and great drinks, and the food is so fresh that most of the menus up on a chalkboard.
What's the
and
price?
Price point, I'd say medium high. It's a little
Like
bit
two people,
higher end.
$30.
Two people, maybe 60.
Whoa,
Wow.
that's medium for you.
With drinks?
with drinks. Yeah.
That's high. It's high, right?
No, that's average, I would say.
Two people, $60.
Yeah, well, if you got a $20
Man.
$20 for an entree, that's about average, right?
Oh, I mean, I guess for me,
Two drinks?
my only reference point is Surfside, where I'm like, all right, two $15 meals is $30 plus drink, we get 38. That was a tip 42.
Yeah.
A place called Pacifica. It seems like they should just have fish tacos and a bunch of Mexican beers.
They've got a little bit of everything, but the
Cerveza.
drinks.
Cerveza.
They do much better beers. They do all the like craft
IPAs.
brews and
Oh, yeah, you're paying
everything.
top dollar, I
And
imagine.
Sure.
All right, so you're at dinner.
So we're at dinner.
Just the two of
and,
you?
Yeah.
Candlelit?
No. Well, it's an electronic.
Okay.
candle.
And of course, your regular table.
Yes, our regular table in the corner by the windows.
It's where JFK proposed.
The pony booth.
Exactly.
The
So,
pony booth.
do you guys ever feel like the job makes you kind of think of the most inappropriate thing in any given
What job?
situation? This job.
No, I think what this job unfortunately lends itself to is everything, like your weekend or your private life, if you have one, essentially is either earmarked or it is filed away in what could be show material.
And
But I
also-
never go to the deviant side just because I work on this program.
I wouldn't say I'm more deviant, but I would say that I think anyone who is in this job, their mind moves, I won't say faster, but it races.
Oh,
It's
'cause
trying to
you're
think ahead.
trained a
Yeah,
different
You're
level,
thinking
yeah.
it. And I know another thing that it merits mentioning here. If you ever get in an argument with, say, a spouse or a fiance
Mm-hmm.
or a sugar glider, I guess, it's almost not fair.
Yes.
Because we're excellent. We are
Yes.
so good at
Excellent.
arguing
Yeah.
that it puts them at a disadvantage. So
Well, I always feel like, and I guess this is something teachers have always complained about my whole life, is that I was always kind of a class clown and a little inappropriate. Not so inappropriate that they were throwing me out of
Maybe
class.
a smart
but
ass.
I was a big time smart ass.
probably-
Yeah.
Makes more
the
sense.
problem is with you, Matt Bloom, you've got a big mouth.
Big mouth.
Exactly. So, Mom brought up the topic of
Mom.
adult coloring books.
Yes.
Sure.
And I immediately thought that she meant coloring books with adult material. She said they're really popular. Everybody's doing these adult
like
coloring
an
books.
X-rated content.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are
Now,
you
we've
talking about?
discussed-
That's
we've-
disgusting.
Before we proceed, we've discussed this phenomenon here on this show before. Adults color because it is like a therapy for them, I suppose.
These adult coloring books are meant to alleviate some anxiety.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They're
No,
like
I-
fidget spinners with crayons.
I respect that you're doing something with art. I think you just want to tell people that you have an adult coloring book.
Right. But you in your mind, it's not a coloring book for a grown-up. It's a dirty coloring
It's
book.
adult content.
Right,
And I'm sitting
okay.
there wondering, why are these things so big? Who's sitting down, with like their wife or girlfriend and just coloring? Is it like boobs or I have no idea what's going on. Then the waitress
And
walks
where can
by.
I get one?
And then our waitress comes up and she says, "Oh yeah, those are really big. I have like 5 of them."
Mm-hmm.
And my mind is racing, and I'm just staring.
Is the
at-
waitress hot?
Oh, yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
She's great.
With
She's
her
great.
adult coloring
She's got no
book?
kids.
That's right.
She has 2 kids.
Oh. How do you know this?
We're regular, so she's like
Really weird.
Stop that.
Okay.
So,
I thought you
anyways,
didn't like women with kids.
I didn't say I don't
Oh, but
like
she's
them. I just said I
attractive.
just don't like dating them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
So she says, "Yeah, I've got 5 of these coloring books," and I'm still in my head. I'm trying to figure out what would constitute an adult coloring book, and
Sure.
she says, "Oh yeah, I mean, I've like 5 or 6 of them, and I color them with my kids." And my
no.
jaw hit the floor.
Yeah. Because you're
And
thinking it's like an episode of Cinemax After Dark.
Exactly. And then suddenly they realized what I was thinking, and everyone just stopped and looked at me like I was a monster.
What did you say that clued them in that you were envisioning?
Right,
You know,
showed your hand.
Yeah.
I said, "It isn't. That seems a little inappropriate for kids," and. Then everyone was just all of a sudden I was a monster
Sure.
and I'm a pervert and a weirdo.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
It's been alleged that you are having an illicit affair with your mother for some time now, right?
Yeah. The
I wouldn't
allegations have been made.
Yeah.
by you guys
yeah.
falsely.
The idea that your first red flag was that the waitress also found these coloring books to be popular shocks me, because your initial red flag should have been like, why is my mom talking to me about these sexually explicit
these really
coloring
really
books?
hard R coloring
But
books.
as you see, Rob, that wasn't an issue for Pony because it was just commonplace for them to have these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
He was more upset about the lit erotica coloring book not being real. If you really look at this story,
Coloratica.
yeah, and that he had some sort of fantasy because he has all this pent up sexuality for his mom.
Sure.
That he's like, oh my God, like you teased me.
Yeah.
You teased me, right?
Yeah. Driving him crazy.
Yeah. What about that?
There's nothing to that.
But don't you see what I'm saying? Like you're casually having conversation about having a conversation with your mom about adult coloring
Even
books.
if
We
the
make fun
adult-
of things like that all the time.
Oh,
But even
I don't
if-
have these. Does any raise your hand if you have conversations like this with your parents? I don't.
No.
Your dad is horny Bob Spiewak. How can you not have conversations
We
like
don't
that?
talk
Makes a
about
good-
dirty
makes a good
coloring
point.
books.
No?
We don't, no.
You guys
You
ever had
wouldn't
like
make
a
fun of
sex talk
something
or
like that?
anything?
No.
Like maybe if you pulled a hip.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. And I think, by the way, he better watch his ass because I think he's on Facebook vacation right now
Oh, yeah.
because of Friday.
I saw.
Post.
I saw.
Yeah, so sending our love.
He got banned.
But the fact is should she even be bringing up this notion of an R-rated coloring book to you at all?
If it's funny, then yeah.
That's a gray area. That
Yeah.
can get really messy.
And if you have enough crayons, you can make it a gray area.
Yeah. You can pick any color you want.
Exactly.
She is an older woman. Hey,
I
Pony.
don't get that.
That's way over the line.
Pony. Your
What?
mom's attractive.
Yes, lovely lady.
She's feisty. Why not, man? Just do it. Just tell us. Tell us you love her. In
I
that
love
way.
my mom,
In
but
that
not
way.
in that way.
In that way. But you see what we're saying, right?
I guess.
Like there are categories for this, so it's not like I'm crazy.
No, there are definitely categories.
Yeah, there are categories.
Yeah, why don't we just start the show now?
No, I know. Look, this is
My
your
hand's
story.
so far away from the button.
So far
Oh.
away. I'm gonna ask Mac.
Yeah.
Mac attacks here, by the way, and so does Adam.
Yes.
From Girls.
Kylo
The
Ren.
show. Kylo Ren, yes.
Yes.
Mac.
Yes.
Are we out of line saying that should have been the first red flag within the conversation?
In that conversation, that should have been, but I know there are families where that subject is not as uncommon.
Is your family like that?
We don't talk about it much at all, but I mean there is a situation where I guess this week there is this show coming back, Twin Peaks.
Yes.
That I told my mom is called The Boob Show.
Yes.
Because it's Twin Peaks.
Yeah. And
He's been grounded for 2 years.
what did she say?
She thought it was funny.
Oh, she just laughed and said, "Aha, Mac, you're so funny," and walked away.
Pretty much. But
Such
I mean,
a weird.
it's,
I don't can't.
but that's kind of a rarity in my family.
have
But
these conversations.
No, I couldn't talk about that with my. Now, you see, if I really want to make my mom ill at ease, I'll just use a bad word.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe is
This new generation.
Yeah, it's a new generation thing. If I use the S word around my mom and she's like, "Oh, stop it," and that's sort of crossing the line.
Pony, when we had the pre-show meeting, and you told us that you had a funny story about your mom, did you think it was gonna go this way?
It wasn't really about my mom as much about me.
But now, do you regret telling us?
I mean, well, geez, I'm probably going to tear all this out of the show because she doesn't like this topic. So,
She doesn't like
sure.
the topic.
Yeah, really
Well,
good. And
neither of us
meanwhile,
like this topic very much.
We're gonna
You
get-
brought it up.
I don't know. I think you might like it a little bit.
No,
you know,
you might like it.
You might like
It was just supposed to be about me being a monster
pervert, yeah.
and,
Yes.
and a weirdo that
Look,
just assumes the
and
worst in a given situation.
Well, we got to the part of you being a monster and a weirdo and a pervert. That's fine.
Yeah, but see, I'm not even calling them these questions.
Right.
I'm saying I'm not even these names. I'm saying that it's okay, man. I love you, regardless whoever you love. Like, you're our friend.
Yes.
Like, we're
Yeah.
okay with
This is
this.
not a deal breaker.
This
for
is not
me.
a deal breaker. You're no
Great,
monster in
great.
our eyes.
Thank you.
No monster at all. People sometimes get their wires crossed and they get into their family members.
You know what?
Sometimes their mom.
But the weird thing is he really shouldn't be attracted to his mom.
I think she's hot.
But
for a mom.
Yeah, but she has kids.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
All right, it's time for another kooky, crazy call.
Another Kooky Crazy Call is a copyrighted feature.
And this time, we're calling a pet store. And I'm going to disguise my voice and attempt to purchase 10 parakeets. Let's see what happens.
Hello, House of Pets.
Yes, do you sell parakeets, there?
Yes, we do.
Uh-huh, excuse me, how many do you have?
I think we have 7 or 8 at the present time.
Well, I'm going to, need 10.
Well, we have another store in the area, and I'm sure we could get 2 more from them.
I see, in other words, you'd have to go to another store then, huh?
Yes, we would.
Okay, well, let me think about it, and I'll get back to you later.
All right, thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Rob.
10 parakeets? You need 10 parakeets? Oh, God. It's the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Fun time here today. Live from the Pfeiffer Studios in our nation's capital, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara is a Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, take a breath. Stroke it out over there. Settle down, please.
A lot of emotion in the room.
You just said the Mike O'Shara Show.
We don't have that domain name, do we?
No,
we don't. Okay, the Mike O'Mara Show is a worldwide podcast and radio show with loyal listeners who get it. And if you're here, you are in the know. We are on air, on demand, and heard 24/7 on the new TMOS app, which is incredible. Update it now and get our show all day, every day. You can reach us anytime at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Vistaprint. Vistaprint, there is nothing better. And Vistaprint is the place for any custom products, and they are all about supporting small business owners. Make no mistake, we run a small business here.
Oh, yeah.
And Vistaprint is the best. Whatever you need, postcards, banners, flyers, apparel, Vistaprint can make it happen. But this one Vistaprint deal remains unbeatable. Right now, you can get 500 business cards for just $9.99 when you enter the promo code TMOS at checkout. 500 cards for under $10. Oscar.
Cover Concepts, Shelters, and Buildings. Our friend Brett Whitman sent in his card. Their website is cover1000.com, where ideas become reality. You ever wonder how you can get some sort of coverage when you got land?
Yeah, you need it.
If you need it, they'll give it to you. And I got I'm going to tell you this. If I had land, I'd have these installed.
And look at this card. It's two-sided. He's got
Beautiful.
custom photos of the work he's done. It's a great card. It's easy to make your own design or custom
Indoor
card.
basketball court.
Man. They also have templates if you don't want to get all fancy.
So cool.
It's 100% user-friendly at Vistaprint.
Shelter.
We've all made cards at Vistaprint. It's easy.
Colorado.
I carry them in my pocket all the time. You can customize the front and back, upgrade your card stock, add a fancy finish, or even raised print. They have the best customer service, great quality, and your satisfaction is, of course, absolutely guaranteed. If you are not 100% happy, Vistaprint will make it right. Just remember to use the code TMOS at Vistaprint.com, and you will get 500 business cards for $9.99. That's up to a 50% savings. Just visit Vistaprint.com, be like all of us, and create your custom card, and use that promo code TMOS at checkout. The quality is great, easy to customize, and frankly, you can't beat the deal. 500 business cards for just $9.99. Remember, go to Vistaprint.com, use TMOS. Do not wait. Order today. Thank you, Vistaprint. You have a good weekend?
I did. I don't think we can just move on, Rob. I think we need to talk about something that happened during the opening and and the vignette of the show. I'm going to call it Ponygate.
Ponygate.
And I'm going to let you handle it. And now I know why Mike feels alone sometimes. I'm going to let you tell the listeners what exactly happened between the vignette and the open of the show.
All right, here is what happened. Now, I was pressing some buttons, so I only heard the latter part of it.
You still heard.
I'm trying to tell you what I heard. Exactly.
You're 2 seconds away and you have headphones on. How do you just hear the latter part of it?
I'm just setting a scene, Oscar.
But
That's all I'm
you're
doing.
just saying it's like you passively heard something. You're literally.
No, I was part of it.
Okay, then just say you heard it.
Here's what I heard.
Jerk.
All right, I'm a jerk now.
Well, I mean, you see where I'm saying?
I'm with you.
You just said you kind of heard it.
No, I said I heard as it brewed. I jumped in, and here's what happened. Okay.
Okay.
Listen up, folks.
So, just nice and slow. All we got is time.
The opening segment of today's show, heretofore known as Ponygate. Pony sold us on this story before the show, in the pre-show meeting. And we said, yeah, it's a good story. Let's hear it. So as he tells it, and it unfolds, and it becomes a slightly deeper analysis of his relationship with his mother, it went in a direction Pony did not expect. But he probably should have, because we've been doing this talk of him and his mom for a long time.
Yeah. Taboo 6.
Taboo. It's very taboo. And so we tell the segment, which you just heard. We have the segment.
You just heard it.
And we go to the show open, and headphones come off, and Pony is upset because he does not like that segment because of the content and the shtick within. It is the one thing that his mother detests on the show, and apparently she's been... What's that?
And me.
Well, yeah. But I said that. And I said she has been vocal about it, and she does not like when we allege that they have something inappropriate going on. And also, the fact is that it had been talked up in the restaurant that it was going to be a topic on the show today.
Yes.
So people are going to hear that segment expecting one thing, and they're going to be receiving something quite different.
Pony, I know you're politically active. We don't talk about that on the show
No,
here, right? Do you know when sometimes, even as a passive, where a guy like myself that looks at politics like a sport,
right.
And I was like, man, why does the president of the United States continue to hit these grand slam home runs for what is essentially the case of the case of I guess my best way to put it, why is there a lawnmower going on in the background? This is nuts, right? Do you hear that, or is it just me?
I think that maybe we hear it. I'm not certain that it's carrying.
So loud.
It is.
I feel like Mike talks about that all the time. Like, what?
There is no grass in this city.
Okay. I know. That's what... Just look outside and see what's happening. There's no grass to mow.
Well, it's wet. It's raining out. So even if they're blowing leaves, they're wet leaves.
What is happening?
It's a guy with a blower. He's cleaning out CVS.
Oh, my God. Apologize for that. Completely unprofessional.
It might be a leaf blower. It might be a big hairdryer.
Somebody run down there and tell him to shut up.
Trying to keep the sidewalk dry.
4 stories up when you can hear that guy. Okay, my point is
yes.
Why does the president of the United States continue to misstep? All he's making himself look like is he's guilty of something, right? So
absolutely.
When we essentially play around with the notion and kind of tease you about you sleeping with your mom and having an illicit affair, and then during the break you make a big to-do about it that we can't talk about it, that makes me feel like I'm watching another tweet come out of President Trump's Twitter account.
Sort of
I'm
like, he doth protest too
yeah,
much.
like, why are you fighting this unless it's actually happening?
There's some basis to it.
Because there's so many things that you guys make fun of me for.
Yes.
And quite frankly, incest is not something I feel like I should be accused of on a daily basis any time that, you know,
your
the
wonderful
topic of
mom
my-
comes up. Yes. Yeah. Now,
I mean, I don't have a lot of family, so
yeah, I get it. Do you think that we really think that you're sleeping with your mom?
No, but it just gets to a point where I just don't want to like talk about.
Have you ever
anything at
said
all.
that to us?
I brought it up during the Christmas party, and then it just
We were
kinda,
all blacked out.
Yes, blackout drunk, all of us.
That's not the time you pick your battles to say, "Hey guys, well we're all blacked out. We shouldn't talk about this anymore."
Well, it was good for a little while. It was good for a while, and then
That day.
it was good for a while after that, and then
Yeah, but
it
you
just
haven't brought up
crept
your
back.
mom since then.
Yeah, true.
Well, probably
It's not a go-to topic.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
let me go show prep. Can I get an incest story about Glenn and Pony in? Let me figure that out. I'm gonna talk about Rob
It's
and
not
his
on my sheet here.
kid.
It's
I
not on
played
my sheet.
Overwatch Hammer on Saturday night. Oh, see, I don't do that.
I know.
You bring it on yourself, right?
A
And
little bit, just a little bit.
And I'll say this. Do you think I like the fact that people think my dad has another family in Bolivia? No. Do you think
I
he's
like the
happy
fact
about that?
That
No.
my dad is a sexual deviant who is preying on women on Facebook constantly?
I think you might.
I don't.
But if I came in here and said, guys, no more or ixnay on the fact that my dad lives in South America and may or may not have another family, wouldn't that give you a big red flag, like that there is smoke where there is fire where there is smoke?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Oh no! Oh, I'm sure that's the case.
Pretty
You're
big leap.
You're smarter than that.
That's
if
a
I said,
pretty
"Hey, no
big
more,
leap.
no more BS about," pretty big. The man goes to South America half the year. Anything's possible.
True.
I would just assume
Pilots
that
have had families in different countries, and they're in and out.
That's
I
right,
would
Joel
just assume
Rogers.
that he wouldn't want to hear that he was pissed off about it.
No. Do you think I got to this wonderful podcast palace that is TMOS by letting my parents, girlfriend, loved ones, friends, bosses, co-workers tell me what I can and cannot talk about?
Probably not.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
Not at all.
So I'm not going to let, as much as I love your mom or you, dictate that.
I gotcha. It's just
Don't you think it's a little ballsy of you to just say, no, I'm cutting that out of the show? Because though I mean, we didn't even ask you. You sold us on the story.
You did.
yes, the story, but not. I didn't think it was going
What
to go in that
did
direction.
you think we were going to do? You don't, I mean, what other avenue would make that side of the story funny, man?
Just talking about times that you have totally misinterpreted a situation and thought of
Like
something
right
completely
now.
inappropriate.
Oh my
Right?
goodness. I think we have some clarity.
Okay. So, again, Rob's dad isn't a true pervert.
No.
Just a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, maybe.
You are not sleeping with your mom, but you're close to her.
Very close.
My father may or may, I can't confirm, may or may not have another family in South America, but he's gone a long time.
And that's part of the magic of that story.
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The idea that you're okay talking to your mom about sexually explicit conversations kind of weirds me out, but you got a good close relationship, right? That's my own hang up. I gotta let that go.
I suppose, but it really wasn't that explicit.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
Everyone has their lines. And I
Yeah.
think what Oscar is saying right here, and I think I'm agreeing
Yeah.
with him, I could not have that conversation with my mother.
yeah. If my mom even and again, we have a different situation, but if my mom brought up sex in a conversation, I'm just gonna give her the Heisman anytime, right?
Right.
But you're
Okay.
thinking about adult coloring books, and that's why my radar went off. It's like, man, could I? And I'm just giving you my perspective.
Yeah.
Could I have a conversation about adult coloring books with my mom?
Well, I was
would I
horrified.
even spin out into sexuality?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I would think that the first thing I would jump to, and I know what they are now, but if I didn't know, I would say, oh, they're for like people that can't see very well, or they need
Right.
the help with their coordination
Big
or
print.
arthritis, right?
Yeah, you know, I had
Yeah.
a similar joke with Carrie because when we were writing our wedding invitations 20 plus years ago,
Yeah.
we wrote adult reception to follow because we didn't want kids at the reception. And I looked at it and I said, they don't think there's going to be like dildos there, right?
Yeah.
It's not that kind of adult reception.
Yeah.
But so it's all in wording.
We're on the
it
same
happens.
page.
Yeah.
And you're not the bad guy here. You know who the bad guy is?
Who?
This
You
PC
guys.
world of
Yes.
the lady that's cute at the restaurant's going to listen, and now she's going to think that, that she's going to think that you're sleeping with your mom, and it's going to be a whole thing. You won't be able to go back. You'll
Right.
lose your booth. That's not going to happen.
No.
If anything, they're going to remember this conversation, and I think since you're not protesting as much as you were during the break, that you're like, oh, he's definitely not sleeping with his mom.
Right.
Well, I mean, obviously, it's just.
It's not that obvious when you fight it, though.
It's one of those things that just kind of. Sometimes something just kind of gets a little old.
Of course.
To you.
Yes.
Of
Yes.
course.
Do you think yes, that's the whole point. That's the burn. That's why you get this reaction.
I get that. And I think I'm just overly sensitive and I
Are you
haven't been
getting
doing this as
harassed
long as you guys.
offline by people?
No, just here.
Okay.
See, that's fine.
See, then that's fine, man. If Trip Affleck was writing you in his spare time and sending you lit erotica about son and mom sex, right?
Yeah.
That's too much. Trip, don't do that.
Yeah, thank you.
But I'm saying you're not getting harassed outside of this.
That goes for you too, Tab Patterson.
That's
And
everybody.
Ben Levin.
You've got, dude, you, if anything, have made this show so compelling because you have this mom in Pasadena, Maryland, which is 40 minutes away, that basically wants to hand it off to you, right?
Right.
Break a piece off of you. And you say, no.
Maybe not after today.
Yeah, you gave her the
Probably
Heisman
not.
because of the kids. Like, no one gets that, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it's genius. Because either you're waiting for some 10 to roll around the corner, or you just say, I don't have time for this. I've got high-speed connection. There's anything I want at my fingertips, and I don't need a relationship right now,
So to
right?
speak.
It's one of the other things. I think that's genius. The fact that you go see your mom, and you guys have a sexual conversation, and you seem okay with it, and then you get upset at us, that's riveting.
Yes.
Like, there are so many layers to your cake, I don't know how tall it is.
That's true. It's at least a wedding cake.
Right?
It's
At least.
At least.
Like, this is what makes you compelling.
I get you. I think, again, I think I'm being overly sensitive and just.
You are a delicate flower.
And I'm
we're on the
tired
same
and it's
team,
Monday.
right? And it's Monday. Everyone listening right now
I'm not
probably
sure you
has
can blame the calendar
a case on the Mondays, right?
Yeah.
But know this: in my heart of hearts, I don't think you're having an illicit affair.
I know that. I know that.
But now I'd like to offer counterpoints. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I thought Rob was really getting into this.
I'm kidding. And also, you're very clever with the computers. Can't you fix it so she misses today's show?
I probably could.
Yeah,
See?
just log
There you
in and
go.
block her IP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, Mom.
That's it, right?
This is why Carrie doesn't listen to the show.
Dude,
She knows it's for the best.
tell him don't listen.
Don't listen.
Don't listen.
I'll do that from now on.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
good policy.
look, this is the first time we actually use your skills for good, not evil. Hack into your mom's computer, delete the show.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Cool?
Yeah.
Done and done.
Problem solved. I'm glad we have Pony using his powers for good. I didn't realize till up to now he's been using them for evil.
There was a black cloud in this studio. Now it is gone.
You know what? That's why it rained at the beach this weekend. That black cloud followed Pony over his head.
But have you ever heard of anything like that before?
I was shocked.
The cojones on you. Cojones.
Yeah. He's a
If
very
Mike was here, there's no chance he would have pulled that pit.
Well, I mean, Mike is Mike. and he wouldn't have heard it.
See, there you go.
There you go. All right. Very well said, Pony. And another problem resolved.
Another win.
Great.
8th grade dance this weekend. And Robert did not lick the dance floor.
Ooh.
But something did happen. I want to tell you about it. Got some middle school shenanigans when we return. It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, everybody. It's Mike O'Mara calling from my car along a speeding artery down here in Southwest Florida with a reminder that each and every Wednesday is Wide Open Wednesday. Rob, that's when we take your phone calls. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we answer the calls live on the air, Mike. Keep your eye on the road, please.
Our phone number is 888-920-6673. And Oscar Santana, can you tell me what the best thing about Wide Open Wednesday is, at least in your mind?
Yes, when you call the helpline, Mike, please identify yourself yourself and what city you're calling from. That's the best part.
That's very technical advice, and I thought it wasn't a helpline. I thought it was the Wide Open Wednesday hotline.
Well, I just like to call it the helpline.
Why?
Because we try to help people.
All right, well, Wide Open Wednesday, you can tell we're real excited about it right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I love that the laugh just sort of decays at that. Hey, looky here. What's this?
Ooh, movement watching.
It's gorgeous, is it not? I'm still wearing this watch. It's got sort of a brushed bronze look with copper face. It is very, very unique, and I love it.
So cool.
If you want to look your best, you need a stylish watch. True?
Yes.
That's just the facts. And Movement Watches was founded on the belief that style should not break the bank. Here's a true story for you. The company was started by two broke college kids that couldn't afford stylish watches. They just didn't have the cash. So they started their own watch company. Movement, MVMT, the best. With over 1 million watches sold to customers in over 160 countries, Movement Watches has solidified itself as the world's fastest growing watch company. We all love our Movement watches, but I love that they started just $95.
Can't go wrong. Also, a little background here. As you get older,
Yes.
you start realizing like who's wearing a watch and who's not wearing a watch. And I don't care what type of profession you're in, these watches have every type of style for you.
Oh, the website is so easy
Fit
to
any
browse.
occasion.
Yeah.
And for the dollars, people will ask you what type of watch is it, and I proudly say Movement when I'm asked.
They all start at $95. In the department store, you're looking at $400, $500 easy. What causes this? Well, Movement figured out that selling online eliminates the middleman and the retail markup. So, classic design, quality construction, and a styled minimalism with over 1 million watches sold, always at the best possible price. What I love about it, it's heavy.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so
Quality.
substantial. You can get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/TMOS. This watch has a clean design, and I've been getting compliments on it left and right. This is the time to step up your watch game. Go to movement.com/TMOS and join the movement. That's mvmt.com/TMOS. Well, my Friday night sucked because I couldn't drink. I couldn't drink because I had to drive kids from the 8th grade dance at Robert's his middle school. And it was a weird thing to see him get ready to go to a dance. Because in my eyes and in my mind's eye, Robert, who is now 14, is still just a kid. And
he's 14. It's weird because, like, you have a different vision of him as a father.
Yep.
I have, I get to see him for a cup of coffee twice a year, maybe, right?
Right. It comes by.
And I can't imagine when I see him now, he's gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, this kid is like a teenager.
I see him every day, so the changes are gradual and you don't see it. But when I close my eyes, I can still see him as little guy, right? And so
the
now,
sooner you get over that, though, the better for him.
I suppose. Well,
because you can't baby him forever.
Well, as soon as he stops being an a-hole.
There's a hard world out there.
I understand.
You got to prepare him for it.
I know. So he came to me with much excitement, and he says, Dad. What?
I love that. That's
I
great.
need a blue bow tie. I said, well, let's go to my closet. I'm sure I have one. I amazingly did not have a blue bow tie.
Baby blue or navy blue?
Light blue, because he is going to go with his buddies, and they were
Dumb and Dumber?
They were going to match. They were all going to wear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to go.
No.
White
You want
Christmas.
the whole tuxedo?
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
No.
Top hats.
No, yeah.
Both.
Canes,
one orange.
Canes,
one
sure.
powder blue.
So we secure him the bow tie. Sadly, it had to be a clip-on because I couldn't find a light blue one that tied. Because I think at that age, you really should be tying them.
Fine.
It's fine for him.
Easier.
So he gets and he fixes his hair, and he had his hair.
Do you still have a Justin Bieber hair? Does he still have that?
No, he has sort of like an upswept thing
Ooh.
now. And he got himself a nice shirt, and he steamed it, ironed it, looks great. Dropped him off. He was going with his buddies.
Where do you get a powder blue suit?
A powder blue
Does he already own it?
No, it wasn't a suit. He just wore the tie.
Oh.
No jacket or anything?
No, he wasn't wearing a jacket. He was wearing khakis and some nice shoes and a nice
hard
white
shoes,
shirt.
khakis, and a bow tie.
Yeah, and that's what the bus crew, I believe they called themselves, the bus crew was wearing.
Did they all wear bow ties?
They all did.
Oh, no one's getting laid.
I know.
All right, move on.
Well, thank goodness.
Yes.
At that point. So there was 3 14-year-old boys. There was Dylan. There was Dignan. Jason was there, and Robert. Okay.
So 4 deep.
Right. And they all meet at Dylan's house for pizza before the dance.
Gotta
That's the move.
get the carbohydrates in.
So I dropped him off, and I said, buddy, no shame in tucking a paper towel under your chin when you're eating pizza, because if you get any sauce on your shirt,
so nice.
Absolutely.
you're going to look like
Yeah.
a jackass.
Yes.
He said, okay, Dad. Like I'm an idiot. But you know what?
You gotta tell them these things.
Valid
They're not gonna
advice.
know, yeah.
Valid advice. So
Pepperoni stains don't just come out.
no, they stick around. So drop him off at 5 o'clock.
What time's the dance?
The dance is at 7.
And where are they
7
dancing?
to 9:30. They're
School?
dancing at the school.
Nice.
Yeah, in the auditorium, which I believe is it's the cafeteria and combination gym cafeteria something. I don't know.
like stumbling on a tater tot
Exactly.
when you're cutting it up.
Slipped on a ketchup packet.
Oh, I'm sure that happens all the time.
So I said, son, the dance is over at 9:30. Now, Mrs. Hudson's going to get you there, but I will be there at 9:30. I don't need a text. I need you to be in front of the school at 9:30.
Do you have the relationship with your son where he's like, oh, so and so is going to be there, or the bus squad is going to meet up with C squad or whatever?
No, he was his details were slim. I knew who he was going with, and we had coordinated with the parents.
But he's like officially into girls now, right?
That is to be determined.
Is he
yet.
still into sneakers?
He likes sneakers.
Okay.
He likes basketball. Wrestling is still on the fringe. But Carrie was able to talk to him after the dance and said, "Did you ask any girls to dance?" "No." And then she said, "Did any girls ask you to dance?" And there was a pregnant pause. And he said, "I don't want to talk about it." So
what about in this
think-
day and age? It's only
I
fair to
think-
say, did you dance with any guys?
I think there was some high energy group dancing.
Should ask that question though and
I
see
will.
what happens.
I will. Yeah, Dylan's a good looking kid.
Yeah, I mean-
and I like the family. I could
rather know
handle that.
early.
Sure, and that
Yeah.
way we can plan.
Yeah, just so you know, you don't have to buy certain things.
Like what?
Corsages.
Oh, you would still get a
If
corsage.
it's two dudes, you get two pendants, right? Two little things in your.
Yeah, boutonniere, but it
yeah,
would still be the
you don't.
same.
But you don't get
Not a wrist.
not a
corsage.
wrist one.
No, certainly
Don't
not.
want to make that mistake.
No,
Yeah,
no.
it'd be
Yeah.
awkward.
So at 9:30, wouldn't want anything awkward, right,
No,
Pony?
not at all.
That's right.
Pony's loving this.
Yeah, you know what? Girls ask Pony to dance.
Oh, stop it! Don't come
He
on.
says
Attack
no.
him.
So 9:29, I'm pulling through in front of the school. The first thing I see is the school's principal. Now, this is a 3-year middle school. Julia went through, and Robert's going
Yeah.
through now. So I know this principal pretty well.
Is it Mrs. Karpopoulos?
No, it's a Mr. It's Mr. I'll just call him Mr. Will. I won't
Mr.
out him.
Will.
I won't out him by his last
Out
name.
him.
But he is a
Talking a lot about that today.
he's a tremendous educator. He knows every student in the school by their first name, which is pretty amazing.
A lot of work.
And I've always been really impressed with him. But when the first thing I pull through and I see him, and he looks like he has been through a firefight overseas.
Oh, I
this
bet.
is a beaten man,
Right? It's his weekend night.
Yeah, and he's there in
He
a
doesn't
suit.
get overtime.
No.
He's got to walk around with a yardstick to break up the grinding.
So it's leave some room for Jesus.
That's got to be rough.
So it's about 9:30.
These dances these days.
Oh, the
yeah.
pumping,
Oh, man.
the grinding,
The twerking.
Oh, the twerking.
Oh,
I hate
they're
it.
alone. How do you make that argument?
So I pull through, no sign of Robert, just see 8 zillion kids and a principal that looks like he's been through a horror movie. So I make the loop again. It's a tremendous loop. Takes
Yeah,
maybe,
just like everybody's been to high school.
You
Yeah,
know
get
what
it.
it's
We don't
like.
need all the
So
details.
go through again.
Yeah.
I see Robert and his friends. Okay. Every member of the 8th grade class is just milling around like a handful of earthworms outside of the school.
Are their shirts untucked by now?
Actually, Robert went with the untucked look straight ahead.
Ah.
And
Can't blame him.
I'm casual, but the bow tie says everything.
that's right.
Yeah.
Party in the back.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what that means. So
If we go with the theme, we all know what
I
that
think we
means.
all know what it
Yeah,
means. So I see him. He is sweaty. His hair, which was once upswept, is now drooping.
Gel doesn't do well with sweat.
The tie is undone, and he's just hanging there. And he is maybe 20 feet from my car. And I roll down the window and I go, Robert!
Oh, why
Nothing.
would you do that?
Robert!
Why would you
Nothing.
embarrass him like that?
Because
God,
the plan
honk
was
the
to pick him
horn.
up. The plan was to pick him and nothing.
Robert.
I'm not gonna honk the horn. I'm not gonna be that guy. So I pull up.
You just yell
Yeah,
with your bellowing voice?
And he doesn't hear me.
How did he undo a clip on?
That's a good call.
Well, no, it is the kind of clip. It's a strap that goes all the way
Oh,
around.
gotcha.
So it's
That's pretty
hanging.
classy.
That's a classy. It's
All
it's it's a
right.
close second. So I pull up. I find a spot and I text him. I say, Robert. Actually, I can pull up the actual
Please.
text because by this
Did
point,
you think? Did you call? Okay, be fair.
Okay.
Thinking back in the evening out, did you call him Robert? Because you have a commanding voice,
I
right?
do. I was shocked.
Did you do that just because you weren't getting enough attention?
No.
Because maybe you wanted the principal to see, be like, oh, look at that parent taking control of his son.
I would say,
You were
Robert,
showing off.
Robert, it's your father, the disc jockey.
2 B's.
www.MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Dad, if you please, with 2 D's.
None of that. Anyway.
Literally.
So I said, I am here. I am in the red Buick. I am parked out front near the auditorium
You
entrance.
didn't even go in the new car to pick him up?
Carrie had the new car. That's why she wasn't driving.
And you yelled Uncle Buck.
Then,
God.
2 minutes later, after I told him exactly where I
Trying
was,
to ignore you, that's why.
he texts, "Where are you?" After I've texted exactly where I am, I said, "Turn around."
Yeah,
and then
man.
he doesn't see
This
me.
is when it happens. This is when you lose him.
Now I'm by the other entrance. I'm by bus number 269. Come find me.
69.
Hello. Do I need to circle back? Is your phone even on? All caps.
Yeah.
No reply. So he shows up, and it's him and the 3 guys, right? The
Yeah.
3 guys pile in the back
4
seat.
amigos.
That's right. He gets in the front seat, and immediately my car smells like Axe body spray and feet.
Yeah.
Because they have been sweating their balls
They
off.
just took
And
care of business.
yeah, and they're just, they're all smiles, and he has no care at all that he didn't stick to the plan and didn't reply to my text. And they all sit down. I was all talking 100 miles an hour.
Anybody get any digits?
And I
Any
said,
Snapchat
I
accounts?
said, was it fun? Dad, it was great. I said, all right, let's get the hell out of here. So I go to get.
You're so Uncle Buck.
I put on my right turn signal because, again, this thing that's supposed to be a single file line of cars.
Yeah, the process of getting out of there.
Then this lady comes up to my window and goes, and does the crank thing to roll down my window.
People really give their age when they crank.
I know. I'm saying there hasn't been a window with a crank since 1960.
Yeah.
And so
World War II, the greatest generation. Keep on cranking.
I roll the window down.
Like, I know someone's young when they hit the button. Like,
yeah, come on.
They motion the little button.
And I roll the window down, and she looks at me, and I'm thinking, and I'm ready to defend the fact that I've sort of broken line protocol.
Yeah, because you're in the patrol line.
I think I'm about to get yelled at.
Yes.
And she says, well, he threw up tonight.
Huh?
And I said,
bitch.
What? And she points at Robert again. He said, he threw up. I just thought you should know.
Busy bee.
And that's I guess as a parent, my initial thought should have been, oh my God, I hope my son's okay. But my real first thought is,
step off, lady.
Step off, lady.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, snitches get stitches. Thank you, Pony.
I said, well, thank you so much for keeping me informed. If you move, I can leave now. Okay, so move the window.
Did you know who the battle axe was?
No, I found out it was the father of a kid the mother of a kid that no one likes. So makes a lot of sense.
That's where he
in
gets it.
retrospect.
Poor kid.
So
Think about
driving
the
out,
kid.
yeah,
The guy's got to live with that.
So driving out, and I said, Robert, did you really throw up? He said, of course, a lot of us did. It was hot in there. I said,
What are they doing?
I said, what happened? He said, Dad, I drank so much water and then danced so hard, I had to run outside and puke.
No.
He was so proud of it.
No. You got to search his room when you get home.
For drugs?
For anything. Because you don't dance that. I grew up in the moshing generation. Now, I didn't mosh that much because I had a small frame growing up. There's a lot of broken bones for people.
Sure.
But I definitely ran around there like I was about to mosh. And no one was throwing up.
He said a lot of kids, and you know what? His buddies backed him up. He said it was the high energy. Oh, I'm sure he's bulimic.
Well, they're all skinny these days. I wonder how. No wonder they're going to dances and then they're throwing up outside like a badge of honor.
Purging.
And then, because I wanted to get to the bottom of it, I said, chunks? He said, no, just the water.
Chunks?
Just the water. I said, were you in? And then
What's the delineation?
Well, I mean, if it was like,
could have been food poisoning?
Yes.
And
hunks of pizza.
Good call.
And if his story was based on drinking too much water, I wanted to know what it was like. And so we dropped the other kids off, and I rolled the windows
mushrooms.
down.
They'll make you puke.
Sure.
Most likely.
This is lousy weed. Someone tainted my
Make you
weed.
puke. Smoke tea, that'll make you throw up.
Yep. Too many pot brownies.
No.
And so they dropped the kids off, so now it's just me and him in the car. and I rolled both windows down to get the smell out because again.
Did he smell like puke?
No, he didn't. And I
Just
said,
kid.
just kid. And I said, was it embarrassing when you threw up? He says, no, I went outside. No one saw me, and I felt a lot better afterwards.
Well, how did he know if the battle axe around the corner knew he threw up?
You know what? That would have been a good question to ask.
Let me ask you this. You claim to care about your kids, but you don't follow along with that type of question. Like, hey, how does she know? And you said you were by yourself. And then earlier in that story, you said we all went out and threw up together.
No,
like
they
something weird's going on.
They didn't all throw up together.
Yes.
They said that lots of kids threw up. Yeah.
But
so
why?
It doesn't seem to. The story doesn't seem to scan, does it?
Yes. Now, I don't. I hope. Look, the scariest part is your kids on drugs, right? Hopefully, that dog came into that classroom and said, "Say no to drugs. Take a bite out of crime."
Yeah, I'm really hoping that would be a real happy ending if we found out that Robert was not on drugs.
If McGruff came in and set the tone.
Right.
Now, if they're throwing up, it could be because they're doing some sort of weird game to see how many people can drink, like chug water.
Yeah, like the milk challenge.
It could be anything like that because we're at 8th grade. You're like, I saw this on the web. Let me try this.
Oh, they'll do anything.
The cinnamon challenge, all this stuff.
Or B, your son has a record of doing anything for money.
This is true.
$50 to lick the asphalt. Remember 55, that bit? 55. Yes. I'm sorry, 55. Keep you alive. What about another challenge? Because now he's that guy, and then he threw up.
You know what? When I see him today, if he comes home, because he spends a lot of time on the streets, trying to score dope.
Yes.
But if I see him tonight, I will follow up and get to the bottom of it.
Because if he did it, let's say, what's the threshold for puking in the Spiewak household? How many dollars is it worth?
Oh, you mean like
asphalt?
You mean
55 was a strong pull, right?
You mean like a pure, like he was being paid to puke? Because what I thought it might be.
Not paid to puke. That's the different. He was being
paid to.
He was dared to do something, and then he just ended up puking.
I think the dare would have been, can you drink 3 liters of water in 5 minutes?
But how much?
Yeah.
How much money are you gonna be okay with him for doing?
Would
this?
I be okay with?
Yes.
Well, as long as he's happy. I mean, really. I mean, he's his own man.
But do you see?
I do.
How that's possible?
I do see how it's possible.
Yeah.
We will keep a finger on the pulse of that brewing situation.
Because the last time you puke when you've drank too much water and exercised too much, either you're playing a sport or you're in the NFL.
True enough.
Right?
Yeah.
And those are neither for a dance.
That's true. You always make things so much worse.
Weird.
But he's feeling better.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's fine. I think he'll be
my
okay.
kids are going to hate me.
Just like your coworkers.
Yeah.
All right. Stick around, folks. We come back.
Pony's enjoying this.
Yeah, it's a good
wonderful.
show. It's classic. Put it in the queue. We have more stuff for you on the other side of this. It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, Rob, you graduated with honors, and I'm swamped with finals. Can you help me with my homework?
You bet, Ashley. What's up?
Find the integral of e to the negative x squared.
The integral of e to... Well, with the e and the... negative is going to be of... you have a number line. Negative with... What you got to do is a number line.
I think I'll just order the book through Amazon.
Well, if you think that's best.
If you need anything, even help with homework, be sure to click the Amazon tab through our website at michaelmarashow.com.
I'm more of an English guy. Amazon is the best. And as a matter of fact, I was on Amazon this very weekend because I had to buy a new big clock.
Ooh, clock!
We have a big clock in our family room, and the minute hand fell off and hit Carrie on the head. So I had to replace it.
That's rough.
It was rough, but, time marches on.
Everything counts on Amazon. Everything counts on Amazon.
Especially, I want to say thanks to Mark Kendall, who wanted to buy their son Jim and Dan housewarming gifts, all right? So they went there and bought them Sonos Player One speakers, 2 sets, so they can listen to TMOS all around their house. And
classy.
because they went through Amazon and through our portal, they got the best deal possible. Thank you, Mark Kendall, for buying something and saying something. And that's the motto. If you buy something, say something. Tell a friend, remind your family, put it on social media, carve it on a tree, let me know, spread the word. This is important because shopping Amazon.com through our website changes nothing for you, but it means the world to us. Remember, this costs you nothing. So when you're Amazoning, please access it via TMOS. Use the app or go through our website. Spread the word. We love Amazon.
I was I was working out this morning. The instructor said the keys to your own happiness are you own the keys to your own happiness, right? And that really resonated with me. I'm like, man, I do own the keys to my own happiness. Like, this is possible. I should share this with everybody.
Right.
And then I realized just now, I said, no. The people that shop on Amazon through the Michael Mara Show tab own the keys to my happiness.
That's right.
Yes,
So
what you do is you can go on Amazon and buy a copy of the key to your happiness.
No, but
you have
I'm
the
just saying,
originals.
that is where my happiness lies. That lady's full of S.
Yeah.
Take your namaste yogi stuff.
Oh yeah, that's all
outta here.
garbage. All garbage.
Garbage.
It's all filthy
I'm never
garbage.
going back.
Never? Never. So,
Speaking of.
I know you had a busy weekend. Less puke in your weekend than mine.
So if you're looking at a timeline of, and I should probably share this sometime. It's just pretty embarrassing. I have a graph of when I met Shannon, and right now, as far as I think 5 years into our relationship, right?
Is it like on the bottom corner of USA Today, like a color-coded graph?
No, that graph is similar, but it's digital.
Oh, okay, it's a digital graph.
And it graphs my weight.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And I don't do this because I'm some sort of like fitness freak. It's because the scale I have is attached to an app that's been doing it forever.
All right.
Right? So you can go back since you've owned the scale to see your ups and downs.
So your smartphone pairs with some sort of magical Bluetooth scale?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're all, I think the commonplace scale these days that you would buy at any on Amazon or any Best Buy or wherever box store you go to.
Sure.
They're all Bluetooth now. So they go with an app.
See,
right?
that's not the scale I use. Mine is on the side of the road on Route 95. And
sometimes it's closed.
Sometimes it's closed. But I know the hours.
Yeah.
I phone ahead. Can you fit me in? They said barely.
So I had to repair my scale because we switched.
Not fix it, but pair it again.
I had to set up the internet once again to it. And I haven't looked at this thing in forever.
Sure.
But I had to make sure it was working. And I looked back at it. I'm like, damn. When I met Shannon, I was 172 pounds.
That is so skinny.
And like muscle.
Yeah.
Like I was in shape.
Yeah, how tall are you?
Me, 5'10" on a good day.
Okay.
Right?
Today is a good day, isn't it, Tony?
It's great.
If I'm wearing Tim's, I'm taller.
Okay.
But everybody is.
Right.
No, unfortunately, nobody, I'm not either A, a construction worker, or B, doesn't snow enough to wear Tim's all the time. Right. B, right now, I am at 192 and I've just been holding strong there.
Okay,
Right. So I'm making an effort to move.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I'm making an effort, if you look at this graph, it's the type of hockey puck type of graph, hockey stick type of graph where you like, whoa, this company's doing so well.
Sure.
They're moving at a high rate. Look at their growth, right? When it's like, just a backwards hockey stick.
Okay.
Right? But that's my weight.
Okay. So not success.
Not success.
As a
It
matter
just
of fact,
screams failure.
In a way, it might be screaming failure.
Screams failure. So
Yeah.
I get up this morning, set the alarm. I go to 6 a.m.
Although the Nabisco company congratulated you on their success.
Yes, absolutely. I get up and I go to the Soul Cycle class. So I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? I walk down, I do this class, I hate life. And that's when I got the whole namaste, your own keys, which is all the BS. Which then I realized that's not true when you read that Amazon ad. And then I've been taking an inventory. And anybody that's ever been in any sort of shape, the inventory allows you to say, what am I doing, whether eating or what changed in my life that really caused this? You know what changed? What the X factor is?
Yes.
A game called Overwatch.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on Xbox. It's on PC. It's on PlayStation. I play on a PC. And I got to tell you, when I'm embarrassed and I'm scared to look at how many hours I've been logging, I would say 4 or 5 days by now. No, maybe 2 days tops.
Okay.
48 hours of gaming, right?
Right.
Mac is looking right now. He's pretty excited.
Oh, he's actually going to bring up your
so
stats?
he's going to bring up my profile, Oscar Santana, and then the hashtag 1777. That's really creepy. You know that. Okay, moving on.
He likes to keep track of the people that don't play with him.
My fitness regimen changed once I got into Overwatch.
This game in particular, not just gaming.
Just this game in particular.
Game. Okay.
I sit in a chair, I pound beers, I spill beers.
Yes.
I bark orders to Shannon. It's a bit. Like I will mute the mic and say, "Babe, will you please get me a beer?" But then I'll unmute the mic and be like, "Give me a beer, stat!" Right? And then you hear yelling in the background.
You're like the Overwatch jester.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Man, you really run the house." So I was like, "Yeah." And if she takes a little longer, I'm like, "What happened?" But the mic's like muted. Like,
of course.
I actually troll both the guys I'm playing with and girls and Shannon.
Do you ever blow it and mix up?
No.
Okay,
My mute button is strong. Like I know
Your
exactly.
mute button game?
Like sometimes I'll say something really over the top, and Shannon's like, "WTF!"
All right,
So
do you
yeah,
have the
I'm sorry,
stats,
Mac. What do you have stats?
51 hours.
Whoa!
Damn.
2 days and change.
Pretty good mental math, though, right? I
Yes.
haven't looked. I'm scared. 2 days and change.
How does that compare to you again, Mac?
Oh, I'm like a year.
Not like a year. It's over a year.
It's over a year.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think it was like over 500 hours.
Do you think you have any
Wow.
muscle tone at all on your body?
I have some, not much.
But not. But
You gotta
like
be able to press
a lot
buttons.
of my thumbs.
okay, a lot in your thumbs. Now,
That is disgusting and upsetting and wrong.
so this past weekend was the worst as far as Overwatch is concerned.
I
And by
saw
the
you-
worst, it's the best for some, but the worst for me.
You see, what bothered me, and I asked you about this in the pre-show, is that you actually went onto Facebook and posted
My gamer tag.
your gamer tag
Yeah.
because you were really looking to play. You
Yes.
wanted it that bad.
Okay, so
That's sort of next level stuff, Oscar.
I went to Micro Center, which is a big nerd store.
Yes.
And
I'll
love
take 2
Micro
nerds,
Center.
please.
and I hadn't been there in years, and I saw these big monitors that they were selling for gaming. And I said, well, I'm no rube. I have a big monitor at home.
Right.
And I'm going to hook up my television on my desk, 42-inch television.
Right.
But I'm going to place it on my desk without a desk, without actually any legs, but just lean it against like a picture would.
Okay, yeah.
And I did that as soon as I ran home, and I set that up. So I'm playing on a big TV, right? And it is immersive. It might be too much. It's too much. Shannon is not happy about it, by the way, because it's right in our living room.
A 42-inch TV is meant to be watched from like 8-9 feet away.
Yes.
And you're just, your nose is touching
I'm
it.
3 feet away,
Oh,
and
boy.
I'm deep in it. I'm playing with these guys. By the way, I played competitive. Thank you to everybody that made this possible. I am now ranked. I had to play 10 games. I am gold status, baby. Took forever.
Really a great day.
Yes. What you don't know is that gold status came with a price.
What price?
So, probably, I want to say 10 beers into this game.
That's a lot for you.
Yes. And the screen size does not help with your coordination.
Of
let me
course
tell you.
not.
Over what period of time were the 10 beers?
Probably 3 hours, right?
Okay, yeah,
Just
that's
enough
a
to
lot.
maintain a really good
Yeah,
draw.
we're grounding and pounding. Like
Right.
we're winning, losing,
Sure.
winning, losing, losing. End of the evening. I'm hooked up to my headphones because you forget you wear these. We do
Sure.
it here in the studio. You
Living 'em.
just walk up, right? My girl's pissed off. She's gone upstairs. Like she hears me barking orders. She closed the door. And it's just the glow of this big TV, my keyboard,
Yep.
my mouse, all set up. I said, woe is me. I finally got ranked. Everybody punches out around 1 a.m., 1:30.
Sure.
I get up. I log off. I check my loot box, little treasure that comes. I'm like, good to go. And then I said, I'll be back tomorrow. This new screen's changed my game. Like,
Yes.
I see everything in high def.
Right.
And I get up. I turn around, and I essentially step away from the desk.
Yeah.
But I'm still hooked up
Right.
to my headphones.
Oh,
what I didn't
no.
know is that my headphones were tucked underneath the monitor at the corner,
Which is just leaning.
just leaning.
Right.
And the monitor comes crashing down.
Oh,
no.
And by monitor, I mean my television.
Oh, no.
And at that point, I said, it can't be that bad. And imagine the times that you have dropped your iPhone or your Samsung or your Android, whatever you have, and you've dropped it and said, please, baby Jesus, let not this be shattered. And you go down because it's facing down, right? You
Yes.
don't know.
Yes.
Imagine that same process and that same prayer, but you're drunk, it's dark, and you know you have to pick up a TV.
Right.
Because
right.
the TV is now facing down on top of my keyboard. A beer exploded off the table because thank God, you know, gravity will push something off.
Sure.
And so there's beer everywhere. This TV is now laying
face
flat, face down, right?
Preventing you from the mystery of what lies under the
What
television.
have I
Because
done?
I haven't heard anything. But then again, I was hammered and I had headphones on.
True, true. And also, it's not like you're popping a light bulb.
Yes.
No.
Sometimes screens crack in utter silence.
You know what I do?
What?
I said, this can't end well. I'll check it out in the AM.
You were able to go to bed that way?
I said in my heart of hearts, it's done. I'm going to have to clean this up.
Right.
I'm going to clean the beer up just in case Shannon comes down.
Right.
There's no glass around here.
Okay, so it's safe.
I'm going to wake up tomorrow and make that decision, and it's going to dictate my day.
With your floors in your house, broken glass really not much of a
right. We're all wearing shoes anyways.
Right.
And I said, all right. I set my alarm drunkenly for 6:30 in the morning to wake up early.
Right.
To check the television.
This is Sunday morning?
Sunday morning.
Right.
Right. And I'm like, all right. I go to bed. Woe is me, what a day.
Yeah.
Rob Ford, I text him around 7 o'clock because he's taking care of the ESPN show on the weekend.
Right.
Because we had to go take care of some business in Fairfax. And I hear, Oscar!
Oh, no.
Someone decided to wake up early for once in their life.
Wow, first time ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought she was in the can, but she was downstairs.
Oh, boy.
And she doesn't yell at me because I'm a grown man.
Right.
But she's concerned.
Yeah.
She's saying, what did you do to the TV? And I said, babe, you wouldn't believe it. I was in the middle of playing my game. And I got up to get a drink of water because I wanted to be hydrated.
Sure.
Don't lie. And the monitor fell down. And she said, and you just left that way? I said, I could have done two things. I could have worried about it and then figured out it was bad news and lifted it up and then never went to bed because I would have been so mad at myself.
Right.
Or I said, I'm going to call it a day and I'll live to fight. You told me that I need to work on my stress level.
Yes.
So I turned around on her right away.
Okay.
And you know what? And
That's
basically,
clever.
even if you take the water lie out of it, you're showing wisdom.
I'm showing wisdom.
Yes. You are
Old
showing
me would have
wisdom.
sat there and then seen something horrible and then essentially made it my I would have figured out that I had to order a new TV to replace this TV. It would have been a whole mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, well, you're just going to leave it there? And I said, do you think it's broken? And she said, well, I don't know. I said, well, why don't you grab one side and I'll grab the other and we'll lift it up.
Turn it into a team effort.
She said, okay. She hits the right side, I hit the left side. I said, on three. 1, 2, 3.
And?
TV's fine.
Yeah!
Big win! Who's the big winner?
Oscar wins!
Dude, let me tell you. If you're into TVs, get the Samsung Elite Level. I got it in 2011. The Smart Hub doesn't work anymore, but that screen can take a beating.
Maybe the Smart Hub works now that you've dropped it. Have you checked it?
Now, there is a dead pixel on the screen now, but I'll take that over a broken screen.
Yeah, 1 pixel's fine.
1 pixel, not so bad.
Yeah.
You don't really need to see that CBSI, right? Not so bad. Because once I powered it up, I'm like, what's down there all the time? Maybe the time or some logo.
Yeah,
no
watermark.
big deal.
I hate that network anyway. Well, congratulations. Big
Yes.
win. Big win.
Moral of the story: don't do that unless you have a mount that keeps it like standing.
Yes.
Do never lean a TV without some sort of bracket. Don't think you're smarter than the rest. It will slip. You will mess it up.
Are you going to still play Overwatch on that screen?
I have to now.
Well, I'm going to say if
You got
you're
the dead pixel.
if you're fighting
What
Oscar,
else is it good for?
I was going to say if you're fighting Oscar in Overwatch, you know where to hide. Bottom right.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He won't see you.
wall mounting it tomorrow.
Okay, excellent.
Done deal.
All right, good story.
Yeah.
And glad to know the TV lives.
Yeah, and exercise. Don't forget about
Yes,
that.
that's right.
You don't want to be the tubby at the gym anymore,
That's right.
right?
Yes.
I'm just realizing that that's how this whole story started, and then we just totally skirted around the whole
Yeah.
issue of not
Well,
exercising.
no.
There's Pony talking about skirts
That
again.
was my breaking point.
Yeah.
The next day, I'm like, I have to do something nice for Shannon, so I figured out the scale situation because she was
Perfect.
telling me that it wasn't working, and that's what led me to the gym this morning, and I'm back, baby.
Back, baby.
1 pixel less, but I'm back.
Yeah, the TV's lost some picture weight. That's good. Right. We'll be back after this. E-News.
E-News.
Oscar Razzi. People love it, and you will have it after
Bush.
this.
Let's get to know our friend at KCJJ, Jim Hunter. Jim is the morning news guy and wacky sidekick on the Captain Steve Platter Patrol morning show. He also is the afternoon DJ on 99 Plus KFMH Pirate Radio. His silky warm voice and pleasant on-air demeanor have made him a radio favorite for years. And ladies, he's single. But best of all, he's a big part of the mighty 1630 KCJJ, the terrestrial flagship broadcast home of the Mike O'Mara Show since 2009. Thank you, Jim. And thank you, KCJJ. You're the best.
1630 KCJJ.
So if you're even thinking about buying a home, I mean, if it's just on the outskirts of your mind, you got to listen to what I have to tell you here. Rates are still low, inventory is low, so fast approval on your financing gives you the edge you need to get the house you want. Oscar knows this to be true.
Look, people, it's super easy to get the home you want if you have the right partners. The right partners in this case, I know, because they took me down that path.
Yes, held your
hand. And they made sure that I got the white glove service. It got it done when I had so much going on in my life, made it painless. It's Cornerstone First Financial.
Yes, our friends at Cornerstone First Financial would be able to get you through the finance process quickly and easily, and most importantly, at the best rate possible. Thanks to current rates, now is a great time to buy. Buying makes sense, but what if you're not sure? They can tell you.
Yeah, you can even ask them. Look,
call them up.
If you want to figure out your options, call them. That's what I did. I'm like, I can actually do this?
Yeah, shockingly. Cornerstone First Financial will be able to tell you when you are ready to buy, and once you're ready, they will get you there fast. Now, they are also our office mates.
Yes.
We know these guys. We love these guys, and they are the best at getting you financed. They handled Oscar's mortgage, as he said, and
They've
they
been
treated
around
him
forever.
like yes, they're the best. Click
Awesome.
the banner on our website or call Cornerstone First Financial at 202-625-1221. Mention TMOS and receive a free appraisal at closing. That's Cornerstone First Financial /TMOS or call 202-625-1221. Licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and Florida. Cornerstone First Financial. Personal attention from application to closing, and tell them that Tater sent you.
Nice.
As you know, we share office space with them
Tater's
and their dog.
awesome.
Love Tater. Good boy. And now it is my favorite part of the show, Oscar Rotzi.
Ay, fellas.
Oscar.
Billy Bush.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Listen, I'm a fan of Billy Bush. And I remember when this drama with then candidate Trump came out, of them on the bus,
right,
and being vulgar, and people really just essentially jumping to conclusions that a man that was recorded on a bus without actually knowing that he was being recorded 20 years ago is still
Right.
the man he is today. I thought that wasn't fair back then. I don't think it's fair today.
And what they basically did is they blamed Billy Bush for, if not being compliant, not saying anything.
Yes.
And I could see both sides. You know?
I get it. Look,
I'm
you're going to
with you.
pay the price. If you live in the world of media, you're going to pay the price. But before then, I was always a fan of Billy, right? And probably because of his ties in Washington radio when he was on C104.
He was a regular for a while on the Don and Mike show.
Yes.
He was always very nice to me.
His ties to the Don and Mike show. I remember listening to them being like, man, like they have Billy on demand,
Right.
and Nancy O'Dell.
Nancy O'Dell.
Right at that time.
Or we also called her Nancy Yodel.
Yes. So to hear that he had lost his job, he had moved his entire family to New York, and then the scandal breaks and he loses his job.
Oh, I'd forgotten he had just moved
Just
to New York.
moved. He was supposed to be on the Today
He
Show.
had just moved to New York. That's
right?
right. Yeah, I'd forgotten.
He
that
had
detail.
left Access Hollywood.
Right.
He finally speaks out. He's back, baby. And I wonder what the timing is as far as Billy's career, and because he got paid out, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I do believe there
He
was
got
a
paid out.
settlement. I don't know if he got a full payout, but
Well, he's back, and he's doing what is essentially is the equivalent of the apology tour.
Okay.
Where he talked to the Hollywood Reporter, but he also talked to CBS News this morning, where he is saying that, within inside the span of 7 months, that he has had time to think about what had happened, what had transpired, why it happened. He went on a 10-day sabbatical. He's taking all the right steps, I think, that anybody has to take when they do this type of a tour. But I will say that this isn't even the year 2000 when you kind of can get away with something and move on.
Right.
I think it's going to take a little more work on Billy's side, and I'm not sure if
I'm doing the work, guys.
If their team knows that, but he's got smart people around. I imagine they do.
I'm sure he's hired the best.
Yes, to get him back to where he wants to be, which is on a national television show. We all love a great comeback story.
America always has.
And I hope, because he wasn't the main guy within this conversation.
No, he got hit on the side. Friendly fire.
I'm
off
hoping
to
that
the
he
side.
gets a second chance. But yeah, you will see that whether it's in print or on television all week long.
I do believe, based on this, and we're going to see a little bit more of him and a little bit more of him, I bet he is poised either to make an announcement or make a play for a job. Looks like they're setting the table.
Yeah, I mean, and that, again, I think he's paid his price. He lost a job.
Yeah.
You know
what?
Reputation
A great
took a big hit.
opportunity is driving for Lyft.
Right?
Yeah, because there's that in-app tipping. He would do great.
Speaking of
I've got a nice car, guys.
Second chances.
Yes.
Scott Disick. Raise your hand if you know what show he's from.
It's a reality show.
Adam, I'll take it.
He's from Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yes,
right?
Adam.
Yes.
Adam, clear your voice before you get on the mic. I know it's tough when he's calling you.
Kylo Ren was very excited.
Yes, yes. The Kardashians, Scott Disick. I know that people hate him, but he's great for ratings.
Sure.
And I'm sure the producers know that. The latest.
You've spotlighted this gentleman
And the
before.
poor guy's going through recovery. He's out of recovery. He's in rehab. He's not in rehab, but he spent this past weekend in Las Vegas on the birthday bash. And I imagine if you're going through rehab or trying to get your kids back or trying to get your wife back, you don't go to Las Vegas.
So many great Oscar Rotzer stories start with, he went to Vegas for the weekend.
Yes. ...
And
his home got burglarized while he was gone.
Oh, Pony.
Sunday morning, thieves broke into the reality star's mansion while he was celebrating his 34th birthday in Las Vegas.
Oh, no.
How do people keep doing this?
Now,
when you leave town, make sure someone's watching your cameras or watching your house.
Were the reality cameras in his house? Did they?
I doubt that's the case.
Because that would be excellent
Those
evidence.
reality shoots are slim skeleton crews.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, but think about it. Like, I know what I'm saying. Going to wherever this weekend, I have someone stopping by my house. I have someone looking at the cameras.
in the house, especially a guy like that. High profile. How many people follow him on Twitter? He's like saying, "Come on,
Right?
steal now."
Does he not have an alarm?
Well, that's the thing, man. I imagine that you have some people in your life here. You got to be able to trust as many people as you can, right?
Yes.
All these seem to be inside jobs. Right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
Gotta be.
All right. Now, Rob, you gave me this.
Yes.
Steve Harvey in the news again.
Always fun with
Yes.
Steve Harvey.
He's had a couple bad breaks these days.
Yes.
Steve Harvey's ex-wife is suing him for murdering her soul. Again.
What?
Murdering her soul. That is a quote.
That's great.
Steve Harvey divorced his second wife, married back in 2005, but now she's suing him for $60 million. Her claims against him include child endangerment, torture, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and soul murder.
Soul murder.
Soul murder.
Huh.
Again,
This
$60 million.
This has to be a precedent-setting lawsuit because I've
This would be
never heard
amazing.
about soul murder.
Well, the lawsuit states, quote, soul murder is achieved by a combination of torture, deprivation, and brainwashing.
Brainwashing.
How did he brainwash her?
To watch Family Feud.
Oh.
I believe this.
Do you?
You know why?
Why?
My dad, the foreign driver that he is, I remember this clear as day. In 1996, I was a senior in high school, right? Got in a fender bender with his old school Volvo.
Right.
And he was sued because when you're a kid, you hear sued, you're like,
Right.
whoa,
Yeah.
sued.
It's like on TV.
Yeah, like do like that big gavel,
Bonk,
right?
bonk,
yeah. He was sued by the cab driver that he hit for loss of enjoyment of life.
Really?
And the insurance company settled.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who
but
writes
soul
this?
murder?
Wow. I don't know, but I think Pony's going to sue you for loss of enjoyment of life.
Yes.
Just briefly.
Both of you.
Again, this has been adjudicated. Like, it has been taken care of. You can't sue someone after you have divorced.
Yes, true. That's
You're
like
coming back around.
Close the book.
So we'll keep you updated there. Again, Steve Harvey, $60 million. Coming back around for another pass for soul murder.
You know what? She might win, but she's not allowed to knock on his dressing room door. This much we know. This much we know.
That is Oscar Razzi for today.
We are wickedly late. Such a big show for you guys
Big
today.
show.
Stick around when we come back. I got little sounds for you, so don't go anywhere.
Hi, everybody. It's Mike O'Mara's personal assistant, Jennifer,
There she
with a
is.
reminder to listen to him every night at 7 p.m. on 97.1 The Wave, your beach station. Fun, fun, fun. I love to say the F word. Don't forget the Mike O'Mara Show on 97.1 The Wave. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jen. Pretty lady. Wearing a romper today.
Oh.
So much fun every week to get to do the bonus show. And the bonus show is fantastic entertainment. It is like this show, but better. Because there's no commercials. There is no limitations as far as censorship. And we say a lot of stuff that we couldn't get away with on this show. But that's not why you should buy it. You should buy the bonus show because it is the financial backbone that makes the other 5 shows a week possible.
Foundation, you said it right, for the show. Again, if you want an extra hour of the program, it's a little racy. You can talk about topics that we're not allowed to talk about.
Right.
Like we could have really dove deep into Pony and his
Pony
mom.
would have quit today.
Yeah, definitely quit on the bonus show.
So, yeah, you got to check it out. It's real easy to do, and
It's
the
right
future of the show depends on it. Just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the bonus banner. You'll be helping us more than you know, and you'll never look back because it's going to be the best hour of your week. Thank you. Open that big stainless steel door. And I've got little sounds for you today, which is, what is today's date? May 22nd. 2017. The end of an era.
What's going on? Huh?
Yeah, the circus had their last performance over the weekend.
Folded.
Folded.
Well, they didn't fold.
Folded.
Feld is fine. Just Ringling Brothers.
Ringling Brothers. And okay, so that's the end of the circus.
Yeah.
Here is the final words from the ringmaster. His name is Jonathan Lee Iverson. And I feel in the pit of my stomach that Ringling Brothers is going to come back somehow, maybe as like a smaller show or something, because it's such a tremendous brand to this day. They're not going to be able to be animal-centric. They can't do the animals anymore. But, I mean, the circus, it was a big part of all of our growing up, and I'm sorry to see it go. Here's the end of the last performance.
Do you think the elephants really... I apologize.
That's fine, you're fine.
Do you think the elephants really killed the circus? Because I remember doing a case study in school about the circus. In general, they were losing attendance overall because they had so much competition from 3D movie theaters, IMAX theaters.
It is definitely a changing entertainment environment.
The new circus, well, what we consider a circus these days is Cirque du Soleil.
Right.
That type of entertainment was taking market share from them, like really overhand. Any type of outdoor, if you want to go paintball, if you want to go to these bounce centers,
right,
trampoline land, whatever it's called.
Sure.
That was taken away from
rebounders.
The idea of a circus, not because people didn't want to see animals, it's because you only have so much time in a weekend to do anything.
It was a changing environment, and I think that's part of it. But also, I do remember the last time I went to the circus, I was watching the elephants, and it really made me physically sad. And that's part of it, too. If there are more options, you're not going to go to something that's depressing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And I think we're all, especially in this age of exposés and social media and people being more vocal about protecting animals, I think that's going to work against them, too. Cry no tears. This company still has lots of money.
Yeah.
They're going to do just fine.
No, a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I bet they can try to, they can go to other circuses. The Garcia brothers still hit Manassas every year. Lots of good gigs.
Keep the circus alive inside you. I've been your ringmaster, Jonathan Lee Iverson. And on behalf of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Daly, thank you for joining us one last time. We've been an American institution for 146 years, and we hope the memories we've made together will last you a lifetime. Until then, may all your days be Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Daly days. Farewell from the greatest show on earth!
So it is the end of an era, and I'd like to see what the future brings for them, but that's how that ended. Obviously, it sounded more optimistic than morose.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen... there was a couple in Brooklyn that was talking about when the circus first arrived to Brooklyn or New York City, they would actually go through that tunnel.
Yes.
And you'd see all this pageantry.
Like a parade.
All the newspapers would cover it. Newspapers, by the way, before television, right?
And this is, it's a long time ago. This goes back to being a tent show before they did like the Armory or Nassau Coliseum. So they tried to change with the times. The Billboard Awards were last night, and everyone made a big deal. I think Cher is now 71, and she got some sort of lifetime achievement, and she sang wonderfully. However, I thought it was funny that they used the song with the most vocal processing possible. It eventually brought auto-tuned to everyone's attention. How is she not going to sound good if she's
Yeah.
singing Believe? But she did rock some pretty great outfits. I like Cher, and it was nice to see her out there getting it done. Now, on the other side of that, a real singer, Chris Cornell, his death
passed.
is still being felt all weekend on Facebook and all the social media. Someone posted this, and I find this chilling. Here are his isolated vocals from Black Hole Sun.
Stuttering, cold and damp, still the warm wind, tired friend. Times are gone for honest men, and sometimes far too long for snakes.
It really wasn't my genre of music. Grunge sort of post-dated me, but you can't argue with that voice.
Saw him at, I would say, at the very least, I was fortunate enough to see him play at 3 separate HFS events. And look, I know, we talk about this rocker lifestyle, that 50s kind of, the idea that someone would survive that long with all the kind of demons he had.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But still, you hear that talent this weekend, whether you're on satellite radio or online, you just hear the hits.
Forever.
And the super bands they're a part of. It's just
Forever
crazy.
too soon. It's very, very
too
sad.
soon.
Something funny I want to close with. This was on Saturday Night Live. Their season finale was this weekend. And the last show for Sashir Zameda, I hope I got her name right, Bobby Moynihan is leaving the show after, I think, 9 seasons. And a personal favorite of mine, Vanessa Bayer, after, I think, 7 seasons. It was her last show. And I love this character, so I'll close with this. This is her meteorologist, Dawn Lazarus, who never really says anything. So let's close with Saturday Night Live weather. Vanessa Bayer, good luck in where the road takes you.
Dawn, is it looking nice for Memorial Day weekend?
They better believe that. Well, it's time to pack up that sunscreen and protect those skins because, yeah, it's hot and hot. So if it's at that beach and park, stay dehydrated and water that mouth.
Okay, so far, it seems like you're saying it's going to be sunny.
Hap.
Any other specifics? Like the entire country is going to be sunny, or?
Well, in the West Coast, that's no surprise. Sun is always a wow. But hey, if it's North area, that's a lot of it in overcast. And that's that happen in your neck of the what.
Everybody.
There you go. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have
Thank
a great
you.
Monday, everybody. That's it, people. Thanks for joining us for another episode of TMOS, a bonus-sized one today. Don't forget to update our brand new app today and unlock the live 24/7 TMOS live stream. You'll be glad you did. Take us with you wherever you go. All messages for our weekly mailbag can be sent to me. My email, Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com, or mail it if you're an old-fashioned guy. Our mailing address is TMOS, Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thanks for listening, and join us again tomorrow for the best part of your day. It's the Mike O'Mara Show. So long, everybody.
Feel better, Mike.
Yes.
Ciao, ciao.
One last thing. Please remember that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is the best way to shop for anything and everything. So, shop Amazon and get there through our website. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Now, go in peace.
Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment.